for here. I'm pleased, I really dig your company. Okay, enough of that. Hi guys, hello. Welcome again to the Bodywork Under Construction Weight Loss Fitness and Encouragement Group. Today it's a quick talk on being motivated and goals. You know me, I like to look at the definition of things. So I looked up the definition of motivation, which is quite long-winded, but I broke it down into a small one, and goals. Firstly, the definition of motivation. It's a reason or reasons for behaving in a particular way. So that's what we want to do. We want to try to get ourselves doing certain things in a certain way in order to be motivated. The simile of motivation is incentive. And I thought that when I thought in motivation, that thing that keeps you going, you don't just experience it yourself. You might have spoken to people that say they need motivation, or they're lacking, or they are motivated, and they might give you some definitions of what they're doing to keep that going. But a quick way of explaining it is incentives. Yeah, you need incentives to keep that motivation going. What I've found, just from talking to other people, from stuff that I've read, and from my own experience, is that without incentives, your motivation can kind of go down, reduce, wane a bit, and you can feel like maybe you're not motivated anymore, or it's just gone down in the level, and the feeling to be more urgent to do things. So I looked at what kind of incentives would you put in place to keep your motivation going. Everyone's different, so it might be that you do a special something for yourself. You'll go somewhere that you enjoy going. You'll maybe if you've cut out certain foods, because we are on talking about eating healthy and eating well. If you've cut out certain foods that are considered not that good for you, and maybe those foods that are calorie deficient and don't hold as much nutrients as food should do to keep you going, keep you healthy. If you cut maybe some of those out and you feel like, I'm going to have, a tub of ice cream or something, don't deny yourself, as I keep saying, and as I've learned and I've practiced and I found it works. Be reasonable with yourself. So I thought of a type of thing that a lot of people might find that they'll give up. And I know one person in particular in this group has given up drinking alcohol, especially certain alcohols that can be very high volume in their content. So when they enter the body, they make a lot of sugar in the body, make a lot of sugar in the blood. I mean, all alcoholic beverages do, and obviously they're a neurotoxin as well. So, but there are certain ones like the dark rums, the whiskies, those darker drinks, and the brandies that are really high. And what they do is they measure calories in them. So it's the substance that's in it measured as a volume of something, and they give it a figure. So they might measure all alcoholic beverages from, I don't know, 20 to 500. Then if you look at the different types, those rums would be up there in the 4s and nearly 500. Yeah, in their volume and density of what it does, of what it holds. So maybe reducing which ones of those you drink. Stuff you like to eat. Now for me it's cake. My weakness is a bit of cake. I do like cake. It used to be ice cream, but I can now look at a tub of ice cream, and because I know what goes in ice cream, I understand it has no calories. I mean, it has what they measure as calories in it, and they're very high. There's no nutrient value in there for my body or my brain. And there's all these other issues with it. But if you like ice cream, you don't want to hear me talking about that. You can tell me about cake if you like. I'd most probably ignore you because I like cake and that's that. But I've given up things like drinking high, heavy rums, eating cake. So I'm reasonable with myself. Yeah, you get to a certain age, you know that, you're going downhill. You want to prolong things, but you don't want your life to be, as one of my friends said, who had stopped smoking, drinking, playing. I don't know why he stopped everything all in once. Playing video games, smoking and drinking. And he said in a very sad and somber way that his life is now monochrome. It no longer has any colour in it. When he said that to me, I remember just thinking, that sounds really dull. Anyway, I just thought, yeah, I could be like that and just give everything up and be very, very, very clever at doing that. But in my heart and my spirit and my soul and my happiness, not me. If you can, fair dues. I don't know what else to say. Well done you. Congratulations. Not being facetious. I'm genuinely saying. But for me, I'm not giving up my cake. Well, I might actually, because I have reduced a lot and I've replaced with other desserts. I haven't had cake now. I don't like to think about it. It's one day at a time without cake, 2 days now. I have gone as much as 2 weeks and not had cake. I'll have you know. I'm very proud of myself. I did myself on the back when I did that. But yeah, that's my weakness, cake. And I like to go out for a libation or two. And yeah, like I said, you get to a certain age, it's like, all right. But really, monochrome or with colour? Yeah, and I like colour. Artiste. So, motivation, a reason or reasons for behaving in a particular way. You need an incentive to keep the motivation going. You need, as I call them, stepped incentives. So maybe as you achieve a goal, which is maybe to stop eating something, to reduce eating something, to physically have, because you've done certain things before, you've taken up some exercise, some walking, some swimming, you've cut out eating fast food, and you'll notice you're feeling the results are positive. You're feeling more active, you're feeling more energetic, you're feeling more mobile. You're feeling the results and they're positive. And so your reward for that would be whatever it is you want to make your reward for it. Then to continue the motivation, because now you've reached that plateau. It's not your goal, it's maybe one of, yeah? You've reached that plateau. What's your next thing that you're going to take on to reduce, increase? So if you're reducing certain foods, increasing mobility, doing more activities, that kind of stuff, that you want to reach that goal that we said we were going to talk about as well. So your goal is your performance. I just broke it down into one word. So you will look at how you're going to do something and get there. Yeah, your goal. And it's not just your goal, it's your end goal. What is that final thing that you're trying to achieve? And I'll use me for instance. I'm trying to achieve being more mobile. So I'm in my late 90s. I'm still able to garden. I'm still able to pick up my grandchildren. I'm still able to bend my knees and sort of squat down and stand up, so in order to garden. I'm still able to cook. I'm still rational enough to have reasonable conversations with people. That's my end goal. I won't know that till I'm in my 90s and see if I've achieved it. So it's a very long-term goal, but a goal all the same. And I've got certain... I obviously have to keep motivated. It's another 40 years away. Well, yeah, another 40 years away. And I have to... What I use, don't have to, but I use, and it works for me. And like I've said, I've read about it in books, in different literature, reading certain successful people's history and how they become successful, reading well-known people's history, talking to people that have maybe changed their life in one way or aspect or another. Just from that kind of thing that most people will do, interacting with people and the world and society and life and the community, to be motivated to get things done, to achieve a goal. Incentives are really useful. They help a lot to keep you going when you feel like, well, I'm just going to give up because XYZ is not right or not going well or has failed. You might have to relook at things again, relook at things again, and recalibrate, and then come back and then start again. I think those are the most important things that, in order to keep yourself going, and achieve that goal that you've set for yourself, whether it be, weight loss, because the women, they like to look more curvaceous and feel more attractive and seductive. I'm not the smallest girl, but even if I was a bigger girl, if I feel like I can stand up straight and I'm confident and I can bend my legs and I can run up the road if I need to and run for a bus, and you just feel more, not radiant, but I can't think of the word other than more. Somebody said to me, I look powerful. Yeah, so if you can feel more powerful, then I'm on my way to that goal, and I think that's what a lot of people are looking for. I know the world is now that superficial thing, and it's all about being a certain size and shape and body shape in particular. But if you feel confident in yourself and what you're doing, there's no reason why you shouldn't just continue doing yourself. So I think I've covered everything. I don't want to just drag the video out just because. I did do another video on the group, which is the Body Under Construction Weight Loss, Fitness and Encouragement group, which is a private group on Facebook. However, the internet was playing up and it didn't record very well. But pretty much that was all I covered. It was just to be motivated and what are your goals.